I arrive at the toilet, and I push the door, and I come face to face with this individual. His beard is dripping with sweat. This was not reassuring, and prompted me to wonder what was going on, and I could see he was very anxious, disturbed. I said to my son, "Ryan, you can go to the toilet." Ryan came, and he went into the toilet, and I held the door open for him. As I did that, I could see there was a second guy walking back and forth, behind us, and brushed by us, me, Rashid, and my son. So I said to Rashid at this point, "This second individual, he is strange, this man." And the man who served us the sandwiches said, "Yes, these people are strange." And at the moment, when I was about to bite into my sandwich, and Rashid was just a few meters away from me with his bottle of Fanta orange, and me with my bottle of water and my merguez sandwich, and my son had not come back from the toilets, at that point, boom, the bomb exploded, and it was in fact him who had blown up. He had blown himself up.
How close to you?
10 meters, really close to him. But what saved us was our lucky star. We are living miracles. And the stand was right near the explosion. And when the bomb went off, my shoulders and body propelled back. After I came forward to see where the explosion was, I walked back around to the entrance of the brasserie, and that is when I saw the corpse on the floor. The body on the ground, the body with, and I don't dare describe to you what I saw or tell people the flesh I saw exploded everywhere. It was carnage. I rescued a woman on the ground, helped her. She was injured, blood everywhere on her face, behind her head. She could not hear. I stretched out my hand to her, lifted her up. Just a few minutes after, as I was pulling her up to go, and at that moment, a second explosion. Boom. And we felt it again. We were propelled forward again. And then I accompanied this woman and took her to the French police, the CRS. And when they took her, I said to them, "I am going back to get my son." I saw my son Ryan, tears in his eyes. I had tears in my eyes, and I take hold of my son and I say, "I love you, my son. I love, Daddy is here." And I took him in my arms and he said to me, "Daddy, I love you. I love you too." But it was very hard. And what was really difficult was to feel so powerless.